So could Alexander Isak use the principles established in the European Court's Diarra decision to leave Newcastle and join Liverpool on a free or a reduced transfer? It's actually a timely day to ask this question because earlier today, FIFPro, the Global Players Union, released a statement to say that Diarra was going to seek compensation from FIFA and the Belgian FA through the Belgian courts after the case he brought in the European courts. It was heard last year, in which it was established that parts of the international transfer framework were unlawful. I don't think Alexander Isak is going to rely on those principles. Three main reasons jump to mind. Two are kind of technical, and one is more practical. The technical reasons. The Diarra case related to FIFA's rules governing international transfers. Newcastle and Liverpool, they're in the same league, so the rules that the European Court struck down don't apply in quite the same way. Secondly, it probably hasn't escaped your notice that the UK is not in the EU anymore. Now, I do think that English courts and arbitrators would find the Diarra decision to be influential regardless. And because of the way that competition law elements work in particular, I think it's quite likely that they would simply follow it. And if you look at the Manchester City Associated Party transaction decision, it's littered with references to the EU Court's decision in the European Super League case. But we don't yet really know what English judicial treatment of the Diarra decision looks like. And this is a shame for me as a nerd, because there are some interesting quirks of English law that I would quite like to see applied. Even where the rules apply more directly, such as in a potential international transfer, I'm not convinced that even looks that attractive. The interim set of rules introduced by FIFA still include the potential for sporting sanctions. We'll see how that stands up in the fullness of time, but does any player really want to face into that? Which brings us to the third reason, which is purely practical. Whatever about the legal rights and wrongs, does Alexander Isak or any player want to risk getting embroiled in a protracted dispute that could take them out of the game for a period of time? Even if it's a short period of time, it's big as a proportion of a footballer's career. Alessandro Diarra himself, in a statement issued today, said that he had waited 11 years to get to the point where he was able to start seeking compensation for the impediments that were put on him getting out of one contract and moving to another club. That is the sort of uncertainty that players can face. Would Isak take that risk now, in the prime of his career? It's not impossible, but it would be brave.